reconstruction. It's wash, rinse, and repeat.
This notion of victimhood, can you just elaborate on that? Especially how it shows up in your film. I mean, there were so many white women buying guns because black people were going to go into their neighborhoods and they needed to protect themselves. I'm like, what the? Anyway.
Sounds like the rationale for lynching, if you ask me.
Ooh, yeah.
The film opens, and I don't want to give away the film, but I don't think this really gives away much. One of the first shots is you see these housewives in the 1960s, and they are at a firing range in the outskirts of Detroit, Michigan, and they are in their house dresses, and they are learning to use guns because they think that the black people from Detroit are going to come into their neighborhoods and get them. I don't really know. They are viscerally afraid that they're going to have to use their guns. Now, the idea of victimization, I think that there, a few people have talked about this perceived loss of status. Obviously, that's a big piece of it. If you want to keep rolling this forward, at a certain point in the film does touch on this, it becomes a really heavy, clear media representation as well, right? Of what good guys and bad guys are looking like, and then a lot of rhetoric. Richard Nixon started this idea of the war on drugs, right, and the war on crime, and these ideas. It's really becomes a clever series of dog whistles. The dog whistle, it blows at a frequency. Human ears don't hear it. Dog ears can hear it, and it's a metaphor for political speech. So if I say a word like gangbanger, thug, those words,
urban.
I didn't say black, but what does it mean? Right. Exactly.
If you think about a literal dog whistle, it's a whistle used to train dogs. It blows at a very high frequency. Human ears can't hear it, but dogs can. So as a metaphor for political speech, it's directing our attention to speech that's also working on two levels. On one level, silent about race, but on the other, triggering strong racist reactions. So think about terms like welfare queen, illegal alien, thugs, gangbangers. These are terms that on their surface are silent about race. They don't mention race at all. And yet, if you pay attention to the mental images that come to mind with these terms, you can understand the racial power they have.
The Barack Obama administration is actively seeking to expand the welfare state in this country.
You have Newt Gingrich on Fox calling him the food stamps president.
Unconditional efforts by the best food stamp president in American history to maximize dependency.
Newt Gingrich penned it pretty well when he said that President Obama is the food stamp president.
He was just seen as this avatar of, everything that's bad about liberals and things like this are just thrown onto him.
One of the things you asked earlier about why some white people didn't like the film, and as I was watching it, I remember thinking if I was one of them, I would kind of be mad that this film came out because it shows how easily they were manipulated and how it was just so easy to control and to influence their actions and their thoughts. They talk about hanging a carrot out. They didn't even have to hang the whole carrot, right? They just said, we got a carrot kind of thing. And it just demonstrated how these folks were looking for somebody to just vocalize and let them follow. And they followed like the Pied Piper.
The fact that you recognize that you were manipulated, do you think that it's going to make a difference now? Are they going to look at what's going on right now or what continues to go on and look at it any more critically than they did then?
I think that's an excellent question. I wish I could, speak to a broader consensus. I could say anecdotally that I think there are some people I've showed this film to who have had moments of recognition or reckoning or, oh, I didn't realize that, members of my family, for example. And I think that it's really going to come down to the viewer's own receptivity. Where are they? Are they open to hearing things or not?